Tell you what, guys, thought I'd do a little bit of a video, bit of an NHS rant. Still trying to get out with my autism, my ADHD. Um, I've got a new doctor's surgery which just takes the piss. I've been with them 2 months. I've not even seen anybody from there. Um, I've got 3 or 4 complaints in, which they're not answering. So I thought I'd show up, guys. I turned up at the surgery today, this afternoon, and I was locked out of the building, mate. I might even add the video up once I know I don't need it for legal reasons. Um, I was locked out of the building and I didn't even do anything. All I was doing was questioning them about my complaints, why they hadn't answered them, why they keep swerving me. And they really don't like it. And it's just fucking, excuse me language, guys, but I've had a real shit day. And to be honest with you, it's just mind blowing what I'm experiencing as a diagnosed adult with ASD, ADHD. And I've got a feeling it's right across the board, right from the adults, right down to them little wee kids that have got no voice. And I've always seen a few mums with kids with ADHD speaking very loudly and standing up for their kid. A bit like I stand up for myself, do you know what I mean? I'm quite loud in that respect. But I was like that as my dad's carer as well for 20 years. You've got to be loud, otherwise you don't get heard. And at the end of the day, I'm only speaking up for them other people that might have learning difficulties with autism or a functioning, you know what I mean? You get high functioning ASD, what I've got no learning disabilities. My brain will go to the highest level and beyond. But there's a lot of people with ASD, autism with learning difficulties, and they probably ain't got a louder voice as me. And I don't think these bigwigs at the NHS like it when they come across someone like me that's high functioning, hyperactive in my ADHD, which means I think at 100 mile an hour, which means as soon as they've given me an answer, I can fire back straight away. They don't like that, the fact I'm firing back straight away. But that's just the way my brain works, guys. And it's just mind blowing, man, the lack of support out here. Yeah, if you're a drug addict or an alcoholic, pisshead or junkie, you get it all laid on, man. Yet if you're born with a disorder, a neurological brain disorder, be that ASD or ADHD or anything else under the ASD umbrella, you're born with that. Do you know what I mean? You've got no choice. And what's even more shocking is I've had to go before something called the Oaks panel because they won't help you. But they've helped me all the way. It's been funded, but funded for nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting here. The last contact I had with a ADHD doctor was exactly a year ago for a medication change. I've not spoke to anyone since. And to be honest, you're supposed to have an ADHD doctor because a GP, your general practitioner, your doctor, your quack, who you go and see, he knows nothing about it. And all they do is send you to the mental health that know nothing about it. Do you know what I mean? It's not a mental disorder. It's a neurological brain disorder. But as there's no services for that, they send you up the hospital to speak to the quack. And I've even been there, right, guys, talking to this psychiatrist who's younger than me. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting on now. I'm 51. And at the end of it all, he said, "Do you want to know what, Phil?" I said, "What's that then?" Doc, he said, you've just educated me there in ADHD and ASD. It's not in their remit. They're not. They know as little as what most people probably know about it. Which I can't knock the GP for that, because unless I suppose, unless your child's got it or you've got it, you're not really going to get properly clued up on it, are you? Do you know what I mean? Um, but that's where I am at the minute. I'm I'm just waiting for a call back from the doctor because they locked me out of surgery. It's quite comical. Um, and I said, "Why you locked me out of surgery?" She said, "Because you're going to get a phone call." Um, very very fucking cloak and dagger, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I even explained to her that people with autism quite like, instead of talking on the phone, quite like to face. Do you know what I mean? Because it sinks in your brain more. I can have a phone call and it'll go in my brain and out just as quick as it came in. Whereas obviously, if you're face to face with someone, it registers differently. But even after explaining that to her, just locked out of the building. Um, and I said, it's all on video. It's quite comical. I said, "What?" I said, "What are you up to here then?" I said, "It's not like I'm doing anything or getting leery or do you know what I mean? Getting violent." I said, "I'm just asking you lot questions as to why you haven't answered my complaint." And they don't like that, man. I think in the past, before I was diagnosed, I probably would have got leery or shouted at them, not violent to them, but maybe raised my voice at them. Um, and then the police come, which I've had before. Um, but since my diagnosis and I'm on medication, I just verbally do it now. I just fire questions at them, educated questions, and they don't like that. um, anyway, I've ranted on for 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Whatever you're doing out there, have a good one. In fact, I'm going to bang this up on YouTube now, and I'll upload there another bit in an hour or two after I spoke to this doctor. But to be honest with you, it's just a joke, man. I might have to look into. Obviously, I'm an NHS funded, but I do believe that you've got something called the right to choose, where you can actually pick a private place that's going to give you the same treatment as the NHS, and they've got to pay that. And that's what route I might have to go down, which is a shame, really. Um, but again, to be honest, mine's all funded anyway, so it's not like they're going to be diverting any money anywhere else, is it? Or paying any more for me because it's already been agreed. But to be honest with you, it's just fucking. I just want to crack on with my life, go to lots of gigs, enjoy my records, my music, and enjoy what rest of my life I've got left. You know what I mean? Because being diagnosed with ASD, ADHD, it's pretty big. It's pretty big in your life. Um, or it certainly was in mine. Uh, but obviously, a year down the line, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Just a clogged up service, man. It's not fit for purpose. And to be honest, with COVID, with the fuck up that the country's in right now, cost of living bollocks and all that, it's going to get a lot worse, guys. Um, so it's looking quite bleak for all them kids being born with brain disorders. and they can pick it up now, guys. In my day, they didn't pick a lot up. All they picked up was you've been a naughty lad, give him a clout round the head. But they pick it up at 3 now. Apparently they can pick ADHD up at 3. And now I've been diagnosed and I've sort of lived a life with it. I can understand now how traits do come out, which other kids wouldn't have them traits, or not to the extremes. Anyway, whatever you're doing, be lucky, guys, and I'll update you later. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing.